Grace and peace to all of you, my St. Luke friends. I'm hoping that you'll get two videos today. I just finished a Zoom interview with one of our graduates, Sam Major, and his mother Lisa is the editor of our Friday e-letter, and he just graduated from DePaul Prep and is going to Southern Illinois, and we talked a little bit about graduation, about his membership at St. Luke since being in kindergarten, but I can't find the video right now, and I'm hoping that Adam can help me. It's somewhere in the cloud, so I'm going to record another video just in case you didn't. We have to do the one with Sam over again. I thought that I would continue my journal in the Holy Land. Remember, I had shared with you graduation at the Lutheran School, Telethekumi, in Beit Jala near Bethlehem, Lutheran School. And I was on that trip with Bishop Hanson. We met with the President of Israel. We met with the Mayor of Jerusalem and other leaders, Israeli leaders. Israel has a new premier now, and it's kind of a historic time. So I thought I would share with you again some words from the trip that I took with Bishop Hanson. And I'm going to take you to meet Yassir Arafat, the former PLO commander, and then the Sharia judges of the Muslim faith. So, Arafat. The chill of recognition accompanied my first surreal glimpse of the embattled compound of Yassir Arafat in Ramallah. It sat, a solitary concrete building, on an open lot, where the other buildings had been bombed into oblivion. I still remember images of Arafat being interviewed during the Israeli siege and bombardment. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights. As we approached the entrance ringed with heavily armed Fatah fighters, I remembered years of despising this man. Klinghoffer, the Munich Olympics, Beirut, Lockerbie. All terror seemed to have his name at its heart. And years of hoping that he would be a partner for peace. There were armed guards on each stairwell, sandbags everywhere against the walls. It was tomb-like and claustrophobic. We gathered in a large room with ruined walls. Arafat walked in and greeted us one by one with an embrace and a kiss on each cheek. He greeted Bishop Yunan, the Lutheran bishop in Palestine, as an old friend. He wore a brown army jacket and his trademark keffiyeh on his head. He seemed feeble and gracious. He is a small man, and he had some respiratory problems and would cough throughout our hour-long meeting. We were offered coffee and tea, and he began by saying that there had just been 2 deaths at the Kalandia checkpoint, and the Israelis had not permitted ambulances to get through. He said the occupation brought daily humiliation. He's going to make sure he gets his story out, I thought, as he handed us a picture of the statue of St. Mary in Bethlehem, deliberately destroyed by bombs. No voice from the world about that, he asked as we passed the picture around. He became very shaky as he passed to us a news report of Israel using depleted uranium. He showed us a picture of a closed mosque in Hebron. They were praying in the street, and indeed they were recumbent in prayer in front of the mosque in the picture. He then rose and gathered us for a group picture. He waved his hand toward the outside. All is destroyed. Oxygen is not more than 40% in here. In regard to a question about the roadmap for peace, he said, "We hope." He said that Sharon, Netanyahu, and Barak had not implemented past agreements, but where there's a will, there's a way. He showed us some gifts from Rabbi Hesh of the Naturi Karta Party, a clock and a goblet. Bishop Munib Yunan had been raising the issue of the writing of the Constitution for a Palestinian state and its inclusion of Christians and their rights. Arafat spoke of his support of the Alexandria Conference, a meeting of leaders and theologians of the three Abrahamic faiths in the Middle East, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. He supported wording which recognizes Christians and Muslims in that order because, he said, smiling, Christians were here first, then Muslims. We asked him about the suicide bombings. He said, with my partner Rabin, we controlled the situation. The same fanatics who killed him are ruling now. I cannot forget when Sharon visited the Temple Mount with 3,000 soldiers. When Arafat heard of Sharon's intent to do this, he went to Prime Minister Barak's house late at night and told him, your hero, Moshe Dayan, in 1967 gave you orders not to go to the Temple Mount. Don't do it now. He didn't listen to me. Arafat then recalled a previous attempt at agreements for peace in Paris and Sharm el-Sheikh. We asked him what America should do. Push hard for peace, he said. He said, we stopped 3 suicide bombers this week. As we left the compound, the press was waiting for us with cameras and recorders. He stepped outside with us and waved goodbye as we drove off through the empty, bombed-out square. Later, I met with some Sharia judges. These are the sort of like the Muslim version of the interpreters of the Supreme Court, the interpreters of Sharia law in the Quran. And we met them in Ramallah. And Judge Tamamini, the chief judge, started talking about the September 11th, which was only a couple years past. And he said it was bad for us Palestinians. I had gotten sick of people using September 11th, the tragedy that happened to us, to talk about other things as a way of talking about whatever you wanted to talk to. So I simply stopped him. I said, sir, you are a scripture scholar and a religious leader. What do you have to say about someone? This happened to us in New York. I was there. What do you have to say about someone who would strap themselves on a plane and kill everyone they can get their hands on? And he became very emotional. He said, he flipped into Arabic and Bishop Yunan translated. He said, our hearts go out to you. We opposed that then and we deplore it now. He became very emotional. He quoted a surah from the Quran, a taking of one life is a taking of every life. The saving of one soul is the saving of every soul. We then had a moment of silence together and then an embrace.